The fog rolled in thick as night descended upon the little town of Eldermere. The streets, usually bustling with life, lay ominously empty, the only sound being the distant echo of a clock striking 8. Lydia clutched her coat tightly around her, the chill seeping through the fabric into her very bones. She could almost taste the dampness in the air, a metallic tang that made her stomach turn. As she walked towards the edge of town, the fog wrapped around her like a shroud, soothing and suffocating at once. The old willow tree loomed ahead, its gnarled branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. It was a spot children dared each other to visit, a place whispered about in hushed tones. The Willow of Whispers. Lydia had heard the tales growing up, that at night it spoke to those who dared to listen. Curiosity gnawed at her. What would it be like to hear the whispers? Surely they were just stories born from the imaginations of anxious children. She stepped closer, the damp ground squelching beneath her boots, her heart racing with both fear and thrill. Suddenly, the whisper began. It felt like a breeze brushing past her ear, too soft to catch the words. She strained to hear, stepping closer to the tree. "Lydia," it called, the voice unmistakably familiar. It was the voice of her late mother, gentle yet urgent. "Come closer." Chills danced up her spine. She hesitated, doubt creeping in. The tales spoke of those who lost their way, never to return. But the sound of her mother's voice was too enticing. She stepped forward, tears building in her eyes, longing to feel that connection once more. "Mom," she whispered, her breath fogging in the cool air. "Is that really you?" "Yes, dear. It's me," the voice echoed softly. "I'm waiting for you. Come get me. Together we can leave this place. I have missed you so much." Lydia's heart pounded as she reached out, fingers trembling as they brushed against the rough bark of the willow. She could almost imagine her mother standing just beyond the veil of fog, waiting with open arms. The air felt electric, charged with a longing she could barely comprehend. But then came the realization, cold and abrupt. "No," she gasped, pulling back as the whispers shifted into something darker. Distorted laughter slithered through the fog, wrapping around her like a noose. The familiar warmth of her mother's voice twisted into a demand, sharp and sinister. "Come, Lydia. You're so close now. Just take my hand." Panic surged through her, and she turned to run, but the air thickened, weighing down her legs, roots from the tree snaking outwards, grabbing at her heels. The laughter grew, echoing her fear. The whispers turned into a cacophony of voices, overlapping and indistinguishable. She stumbled, trying to break free from the binds of the tree, but it felt like they were merging with her, pulling her into their realm. "Stay with us," the voices beckoned. "Forever." With a last desperate scream, Lydia ripped away from the grasp, her spirit screaming even louder. She ran blindly, guided only by the pinpricks of terror igniting every sense. The fog seemed to part, leading her back toward town. But as she emerged from the mist swirling behind her, her heart sank. The streets were empty, as if all life had been drained away. The clock tower stood eerily silent. The warm lights in the windows of houses flickered out one by one, leaving her in darkness, as if the entire town had vanished. She stumbled to a stop, gasping for breath, alone and isolated in this sudden void. Taking a shaky breath, she looked back towards the willow tree. The whispers were gone, though she felt their presence lingering, insistent. And then, standing right where she had escaped, she saw her mother, or what resembled her. A gaunt, hollow face with eyes too bright, holding out a hand that was not hers to take. The apparition smiled, the corners of its mouth twisting into something grotesque. "Lydia," it sang, the fog billowing behind with an unsettling energy. "You've come home." As a shiver racked her body, she realized with dawning horror that home was no longer a place she could return to. With a final, echoing laugh, the town of Eldermere faded into the mist, leaving Lydia forever lost in the whispers of the darkness.